Hello there everybody, welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. Today we're taking a look at the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian. I really do think you're going to love this figure, so stick around for the whole video. But before we dig in, if you are new to the channel, please drop down and hit that subscribe button. Also give a like and hit that notification bell for all new upcoming videos. Alright, let's not waste any time, let's get this girl out of the box. Now right on the inside we have the artwork insert, which is always a great image. I love this, and I always say it all the time, I wish there was a poster. Now removing the insert, you'll see right up front there is a cool little diorama piece that I might or might not use in the display. This is one of those figures that as soon as I open the box and I looked at it, I'm like, oh man, this looks fantastic. Now, as I was taking it out, I noticed that the stand was missing the plaque that goes on front here, and it turns out they gave us a sticker that I'm gonna have to install myself. Now, this is probably what they do anyway on their ends, but I don't know why it wasn't done. One thing I don't like doing is kind of installing anything like this or dealing with really fragile parts, because if I do it wrong, they're not gonna replace it. If you saw my last video with Doc Brown from Back to the Future, I did drop the remote control and broke the antenna, and Sideshow told me they don't sell parts. So I'm kind of crap out of luck, I guess. Now it's kind of cool that they included this railing piece that you can add to the back and kind of transform this into a little diorama piece. Now I personally can't use this because I just have no room for a stand this big, and that puts on almost another inch behind there. And let's take a quick look at the accessories. We have two beautifully made and painted blasters, which we'll take a closer look at. We have two fire effects, which are always very nice, and they give us 5 extra hands plus the 2 that she has on there. The blasters are terrific. They're kind of like this bluish gray tone, very clean. It's a very light weathering, as you can see, kind of like a little bit of a brown wash. And the wood grain looks fantastic, as it always does. I don't really know how they do that. It's so tiny. Next up, we have the grappling hook. This does actually come out of this wire, so be careful, you don't want to drop that and lose it. The next we have the dagger, which goes on the gauntlet, and a comlink. And last but not least, we have the jetpack blaster effects with the translucent paint from yellow to orange. Super great. I just wish that they would include LED lights inside the jetpack, and if you want something like that, you can contact Chris Custom Sabers on Facebook or Instagram, and you can send him your jetpack, or sometimes he has them like this one that he made for me, he had on hand. I'll put a direct link to Chris in the description down below in case you want to contact him and see if you can have one of these made. And here she is, the woman of the hour, or the woman of the next few minutes, depending on how long this video turns out. Now, I feel they pretty much nailed everything on this figure. Like, I even feel the posture of the body that they use is the same as the actress. Let's zoom in for the close-up. Now, look at the paintwork on this helmet. It is shaded, it is dinged, it's scratched, it is weathered, and looks beautiful. Alright, let's take a look around at the armor and the belts and some of the paintwork and everything that they did all over the place here. Now, if you picked one of these up and you're hoping that the weathering is exactly like this one, I would bet so, because this stuff is obviously printed on for mass production. Here we've got the symbol on the shoulder armor, and we have the gray flight suit with beautiful stitching. And I do believe that this is the correct color, unlike the Mandalorian flight suit, which is supposed to be a darker brownish, and they kind of give us like this dark kind of charcoaly gray. The weathering and chipping on the gauntlets are great. You can see different shading, color variations to kind of give it a lot of depth. The belt and pouches are made of pleather. There's no sculpted pieces here besides the buckle. And on the sides we have the holsters to hold the blasters. Alright, let's move around the backside and take a look at the jetpack. Right from the top, we can see great blue gradation into a darker gray, and the metal color, whatever they use, this really looks like a chunk of metal sitting on her back. Then moving down, we can see a lot of scratches and kind of dirt and weathering into the corners. A lot of beautiful shading around the edges to give it great separation, and a lot of chipping you can see there too, and some scratches. Really brings this jetpack to life. Now, I didn't show the jetpack during the accessory sections because it is velcroed onto her, and it came like this, so you don't have to put it on, and you don't really ever have to take it off. As always, the great paintwork is carried right on down to the shin guards and the boots. Now, the boots, thank you so much for giving us the boot split cut design. Please make all boots like this in the future. When the boots are sculpted, you don't get any of this great range of motion. They're stuck as they are, and you are out of luck. Alright, let's pop on the head sculpt and take a closer look at this because, you know, in some angles it kind of looks like her and in other angles it doesn't. I tried different focal lengths, I tried different lighting, and also from the reference photos I'm showing here, I'm noticing that her hair isn't red enough. It's a bit too murky brown in the figure, but overall that's not a huge deal at all. So take a look at it as the head sculpt is turning a little bit. I'm going to play it slow. In some of the angles you can kind of get the feel of the actress, but I don't know, maybe it's just because the head sculpt just has no expression. It's just so lifeless that she almost looks like Wednesday from the Addams Family. Just a dead, blank stare. Well, I think that is about it for this figure. This is the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Bo-Katan figure. Overall, I am 100% happy with this figure. I even like the head sculpt. Even though it doesn't nail it 100%, I do like it, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think I'm going to display it for a bit with the head sculpt on. Drop down into the comments and let me know what you think of this figure. I think it's awesome, and I think it's a killer addition to the Mandalorian collection I have here. Alright my friends, thanks so much for sticking around, and I'll see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya!